Welcome to Season 3 of ReZero. The episode begins with Subaru climbing ropes and attacking a training target, smashing it to pieces. Exhausted, he lies down and calls the training perfect. Beatrice arrives with a cold towel and asks how it's going. Subaru thanks her and teases her about being cute, to which she confidently replies she'll always be cute. Subaru boasts about getting muscular after a year of training, but Beatrice laughs it off. The scene shifts to their secret base, which is more like an obvious training ground, where Petra informs them Emilia has summoned them for an unknown guest. Subaru and Beatrice head back and meet Mimi, who excitedly pounces on Subaru. He guesses Julius must be nearby, but Mimi assures him Julius isn't with her. At the mansion, Ram scolds Subaru for being late, noticing he brought Beatrice, Petra, and Mimi along. Suddenly, Garfield appears, looking older and more mature. After some banter, the group heads to Emilia, who introduces a guest named Joshua, Julius's younger brother. Joshua delivers a message from Anastasia, inviting them to Pristella City for a party, while also offering information about a mana crystal Emilia seeks to restore Puck. The group prepares for their journey, and Subaru visits the unconscious Rem, apologizing for leaving and promising to share everything when he returns. The next day they set off, with Otto briefing them on the royal selection contenders. The group arrives in Pristella, amazed by its water-filled streets and Venetian vibes. They're greeted by Anastasia and Julius, with some comic exchanges between Subaru and Julius. Later, Subaru gets seasick during a water dragon ride. After recovering, Subaru and Beatrice explore the city, stumbling upon a girl named Liliana singing beautifully. Subaru recognizes the song's lyrics and accidentally disrupts her performance, earning the crowd's ire. He apologizes, and Liliana introduces herself as the rumored songstress. Subaru and Beatrice are surprised as Liliana's cheerful energy brightens the moment. Subaru questions Liliana about her connection to the title songstress. She teases him, saying he hasn't paid her for her performance, but Subaru refuses, calling it nonsense. Liliana then leads them to the Muse Company headquarters, where Subaru compares her obsessive behavior to Betelgeuse, shocking her with excitement at the thought of meeting him. She soon realizes Subaru is the hero who defeated the White Whale and the Witch Cult and clings to him, begging for more stories. Inside, Emilia and Otto negotiate for a mana crystal with Kirika, but Liliana interrupts, leading Kirika to unleash a mana crystal explosion. Later, Garfield saves children from a drifting boat, earning their admiration, while Subaru and Wilhelm reflect on their battles. Meanwhile, Reinhard's appearance stops a fight, and Subaru encourages Wilhelm to mend his bond with him. Later, Garfield experiences a haunting vision of Elsa mocking his strength but regains focus thanks to Mimi's cheerful distraction. Over dinner, Subaru marvels at the nostalgic food, while Emilia and the others experiment with cooking. The next morning, a citywide broadcast by Liliana fills the air with her song, lifting everyone's spirits and setting the stage for another eventful day in Pristella. Wilhelm asks Reinhard to help him with something, signaling their strained relationship is slowly mending. Suddenly, Heinkel, Reinhard's father and Wilhelm's son, enters, mocking Wilhelm and causing tension. Heinkel's rude behavior angers Subaru, who learns Heinkel is a hated vice captain. Emilia demands Heinkel explain his presence, but he insults her, calling her a half-witch. Felt mocks Heinkel for his poor planning, while Priscilla dismisses him as insignificant. Feeling cornered, Heinkel faces criticism from all sides before Priscilla silences him with her fiery sword. Her knight prevents further harm, and Heinkel is dragged away. Later, Subaru regrets losing his temper, but Julius reassures him that his outburst helped stabilize the situation. Meanwhile, Subaru encounters Liliana's performance, where Priscilla surprisingly joins her in dancing. Afterward, Subaru stumbles upon Larkins and a mysterious woman named Sirius, a Sin Archbishop of the Witch Cult. Sirius rambles about love, revealing a bound child before throwing him to his death, causing everyone's heads to explode, including Subaru's. Subaru returns via return by death to the moment before this tragedy, and, feeling ill, sits down to calm himself. Emilia and Beatrice console him, as Subaru prepares for the challenges that lie ahead. The episode ends with suspense for what's to come. Second episode begins with Subaru realizing he has once again restarted via return by death. Feeling disoriented, he notices Liliana repeating the same words from before, confirming his suspicion. Remembering how he died last time, Subaru struggles to maintain composure. When everyone asks why he's acting strangely, he brushes it off and decides to act carefully. He quietly instructs Beatrice to stay close to Emilia and protect her, fearing Sirius, the Sin Archbishop, might target her. Assuring Emilia he'll return safely, Subaru heads toward the tower, determined to prevent the disaster. Upon reaching the base of the tower, he finds Lucibel, a young boy, crying and binding himself in chains out of fear. Subaru rushes to him, assuring him they'll escape together, but Lucibel insists he cannot leave because Sirius is threatening to harm Tina. Just as Subaru tries to calm him, he feels an overwhelming wave of emotions, fear and despair from Lucibel, as if their feelings are merging. Suddenly, Sirius arrives, praising Subaru for showing such love. She chains Subaru and pushes him off the tower. Despite his struggle, Subaru's fingers are severed, and he dangles helplessly, feeling Lucibel's terror and his own pain simultaneously. Sirius calls this unity true love. Overwhelmed by agony and fear, Subaru succumbs to his injuries and dies. Restarting again, he returns to the moment Liliana winks at him, prompting him to slam his head on the table in frustration. Realizing he cannot face Sirius alone, Subaru contemplates his options. After some thought, he decides to involve Reinhard and convinces Larkins to signal Reinhard using magic. As the glowing flare draws attention, Sirius appears, instantly taking control of the crowd with her authority. Her presence immediately ensnares Subaru and others in her emotional manipulation. Just as the situation escalates, Reinhard arrives, running across the water to confront Sirius. With his sheer power, Reinhard effortlessly breaks Sirius's chains and frees Subaru and Larkins from her influence. However, Sirius taunts Reinhard, claiming she will overwhelm him too. Reinhard remains calm and counters her attack swiftly, exposing her lack of true power. Meanwhile, Subaru and Beatrice rush to the tower to save Lucibel. As Sirius continues to rage, Emilia arrives to confront her. Sirius accuses Emilia of stealing everything from her and unleashes her wrath, calling Emilia a half-witch. Emilia counters, stating she's proud of who she is and refuses to be belittled. Using her ice magic, Emilia temporarily immobilizes Sirius, but the Archbishop retaliates by setting herself ablaze with her authority of wrath, creating chaos. Amid the flames, Sirius holds Tina hostage, daring Emilia to attack. Before Emilia can act, Sirius activates her ability, setting Emilia aflame. Subaru, desperate to help, attempts to intervene but is stopped by Beatrice. Just when all hope seems lost, a mysterious figure appears within the flames, rescuing Emilia. He declares he made a promise to save her because she will become his 79th wife. Subaru is left shocked, unable to process this bizarre development as the episode ends. Third episode begins with Subaru in shock after encountering Regulus Corneus, the Sin Archbishop of Greed, who claims he arrived just in time to save his wife. Regulus scolds Subaru for not introducing himself properly, forcing Subaru to apologize and state his name. Regulus emphasizes respect while Sirius interrupts, angrily using her flames to attack him. Meanwhile, Otto witnesses a terrifying scene at the city's entrance, where a mysterious man, later revealed as Libaton Kaidos, the Sin Archbishop of Gluttony, brutally kills a guard, declaring the city as his feast. Back at the tower, Sirius and Regulus argue, with Regulus blowing away Sirius's flames effortlessly, showing his dominance. Amid the chaos, Subaru urges Lucibel to escape while he stays to rescue Tina. Regulus counters every attack from Subaru and Beatrice, mocking their efforts. Sirius, obsessed with pedal juice, mistakes Subaru for him and lashes out emotionally, unleashing waves of anguish that harm everyone under her influence. Subaru and Beatrice barely survive as Regulus decides to spare them, stating he wants Subaru to witness his wedding with Emilia. Meanwhile, Garfield confronts his mother's shocking revelation about his past, leading to an emotional breakdown. As chaos engulfs the city, an ominous broadcast introduces another Sin Archbishop, Capella Emerata Lugnica of Lust, warning everyone of impending doom. The episode ends with Garfield vowing to protect his loved ones as the city's survival hangs in the balance. Fourth episode begins with Garfield and Mimi entering the government office, only to find the dead bodies of soldiers and witch cult members responsible for the massacre. Mimi warns Garfield that their enemies are too powerful to handle alone, suggesting they retreat. Garfield hesitates but remembers their mission to rescue the children and their father. The scene shifts to Reinhard confronting his father, Heinkel, who holds Felt hostage. Felt urges Reinhard to act, but Heinkel mocks him, questioning his loyalty. Meanwhile, Subaru discusses the witch's relic with Crush and Anastasia, suspecting Lust, Capella Emerata Lugnica, is after it. They learn the relic is integral to the city's safety and cannot be moved. Suddenly, Garfield arrives, carrying an injured Mimi, blaming himself for her condition. During a chaotic broadcast from Lust, everyone hears screams of terror. Moments later, Capella appears atop a building, taunting them as Garfield seethes with anger. Subaru, Julius, and the group press forward to confront the witch cult. They discover grotesque scenes of transformed bodies and engage in battle. Julius leads an attack, but is interrupted by Lust, who mocks them before fleeing. As the group devises their next move, Subaru encounters Roy Alphard, the Sin Archbishop of Gluttony, triggering traumatic memories. Meanwhile, Amelia wakes up in an unfamiliar room with Regulus Corneus, who creepily asks if she is a virgin. The episode ends on this unsettling note, setting up the next conflict.